At 2 a.m., in a quiet room humming with machinery, something impossible began to rise out of liquid, slowly, silently, layer by layer, defying every rule of how humans thought objects were made. The lights were dim, the air smelled faintly of chemicals, and a lone engineer watched a thin beam of ultraviolet light trace glowing patterns across the surface of a vat. There was no hammer, no mold, no carving blade, just light, and an idea daring enough to challenge centuries of manufacturing tradition. In 1983, the world didn't know it yet, but this moment would change everything. Back then, invention was bound by tools and factories. If you wanted to make something, you needed molds, machines, and money. Prototypes took months. Mistakes were expensive. Creativity moved at the speed of metal and human hands. But one man, staring at liquid resin and reflected light, wondered a dangerous question. What if objects could be grown instead of built? As the laser swept across the surface, the liquid hardened wherever the light touched. A thin, solid layer formed. Then another, and another. Each pass added form where nothing existed before. It felt less like engineering and more like watching something come alive. Halfway through, doubt crept in. Would it collapse? Would the layers fail to bond? Was this just another late-night experiment destined for a notebook and oblivion? The machine kept humming. The light kept drawing. And slowly, unmistakably, a solid shape emerged. For the first time in human history, an object was created directly from digital instructions. No molds, no cutting, no waste. Just pure translation of imagination into reality. When the process finished, the engineer lifted the object free. It was small, simple, unremarkable to the untrained eye. But in his hands was proof that the boundary between thought and matter had cracked open. That single printed piece carried a future inside it. A future where designers could test ideas in hours, not months, where doctors could print medical devices, where astronauts could manufacture tools in space, where creativity would no longer ask permission from factories. The world didn't erupt that night. There were no headlines, no applause, just a quiet understanding that something fundamental had shifted. Today, 3D printers hum in homes, labs, hospitals, and classrooms across the globe. But every layer they build traces back to that first moment, when light touched liquid and the future rose out of nothing. If this story sparked your curiosity, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments what invention you think changed the world the most.